Hey YouTubers, it's your buddy Platt, and today I'm going to show you how to make Orangecello quick and easy. So let's go! So a few months back, I'm going to say maybe about a year or so ago, I did a video on how to make limoncello. And I did it kind of the traditional method where I peeled about 10 or so lemons. I soaked the peels in spirit for about a week or so. Then I added a sugar solution and let that rest for another week or so. In total, it took a couple of weeks to make our limoncello, and it turned out great. And if you wanted to make Orangecello the same way, feel free to do it. You probably need a couple less oranges because the oranges are bigger. But as far as the method of whatever, works just fine with oranges too. But I wanted to show you a kind of a quicker way to make Orangecello, and we're going to be using the same ingredients as before: an orange, sugar, spirit. But instead of it taking a couple of weeks, it's just going to take a little over a night. So let's make some quick and easy Orangecello. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do to make our quick and easy Orangecello is to first make our sugar solution. If you've seen any of my videos, you know the magic ratio, 1 water to 1 sugar. Actually, this time it's going to be half water to half sugar. Half a cup of water to half a cup of sugar. I've got the heat on. I've got a half a cup of water coming up to just a nice simmer. And we're going to add our half cup of just regular table sugar. No need to get fancy with the sugar. That's what we used for our limoncello last time. And we're just going to stir this in and make sure our solution becomes clear. All the sugar gets all melted in and incorporated. Once that's done, we're going to turn off the heat. We're going to allow that to cool. And while we allow this to cool, we'll prep our orange for the Orangecello. Alright, so we're going to prep our orange for the cello. Now, for the limoncello, we peeled or zested the lemon. We're not going to do that here. We're actually going to cut the orange. First thing you want to do with all your fruits, make sure you wash them. We did. There's no tags on there. We're going to cut the ends off this orange. And then we're going to cut the orange in half. Alright. And now what you want to do is cut as thin a slices as you can on the orange. 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch. However, something like that, just as thin as you can. And we want to get as many slices as we can of the orange. What we're wanting here is to get the maximum amount of exposure of that fruit to the spirit. Because we're doing this quick, we want to get as much exposure. So as many slices as you can. As thin as possible because you want more slices. Also, you'll notice on this orange that we still have the pith in there. If you remember in the limoncello video, I said you didn't want to get the pith in there because that imparts bitterness. Well, because we're only leaving this overnight, it's not going to have time to pick up a lot of that pith bitterness. Also, if we get any bitterness on there, remember we're adding a sugar solution to it. We'll add a little balance to it, but we're not going to get, or the liquid, the spirit, is not going to sit on that pith long enough to really pick up the bitterness. So don't worry about that. We're just going to slice this orange as thin as possible. And then once we're done, we're going to put half of that orange into our jar. So let me finish slicing this orange, and we'll come back to combine the ingredients. Alright, so we got our orange sliced up, half orange I'd say, sliced up and put in a jar. And now what we're going to do is going to top it with 5 ounces of vodka, which is just enough to cover most of that orange slice. Put it in however you want, but that's fine. And then we're going to top off our solution with the rest, with our sugar solution. And that's just enough to take to the top. And then we're going to put our lid in. And we'll give her a good shake. And then we're going to let this sit overnight at room temperature. Just put it on a shelf, whatever. We're going to let this sit overnight, and we're going to come back to filter it and give it a taste. Alright, so we've let our cello sit overnight, and if you can see real close, we've already got a little color change going on already. So now it's time to filter the cello, and I'm going to use a little cheesecloth along with a strainer. Alright, and we're actually going to slightly squeeze our orange here. I'm not trying to juice it or anything like that, just a nice little squeeze to get out any extra liquids. Alrighty. One more squeeze. There we go. Alrighty, I'll set that to the side. And like you see, we got a little color to our liquid. Well, I'm going to go ahead and clean up, and we'll come back to wrap up, and we'll give her a little taste. Alright, so let's give our Orangecello a taste. Well, that's nice. Real subtle orange taste, but still nice, sweet. Goes down easy. You can tell by the color we don't have the intensity of a regular Orangecello per se, but that's still a nice little shooter there. This would be a great idea if you've got some kind of weekend party, and you want to come up with something neat but real quick. Again, this just took us overnight. Something to note, we only came out with about 10 ounces or so in our batch. So if you want a little bit more, you just double the recipe. Be sure again to put in maybe the whole orange to half the orange to get the flavor. But what we lost in volume compared to a regular Orangecello volume, we made up for in speed of the product. So, but this is a nice little sipper, and I think you'll like it too. And feel free to try limoncello with it or the other cellos. This is just not exclusive to Orangecello. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, feel free to share and like these videos. And if you have any questions, comments, or concern, you can leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.